You're a yummy, scrumptious cookie enjoying the bull market. Have you ever seen this? One of my baby doll friends has reminded me. I was always planning to show you the gold-copper ratio, but I just kept forgetting. But luckily, one of you baby dolls, Mr. State of the Matrix, has reminded me. That's why I want to give you some juicy coverage. Now, you know, friends, we always look at and think about the business cycle. The PMI, manufacturing index, tracks, it's a data survey, it tracks the business cycle. I've shown you that a gajillion, trillion, trillion times, okay? It's a sine wave. It's been going on literally since the history of mankind. It's the business cycle phenomena, okay? The government can't actually really control it. It's humans. All they can do is, if it gets too hot, they can try to dampen it. If it gets too weak, they can try to soften it. Okay, so instead of massive spikes down, they can kind of like try to dampen it. But it's really just up to, there's so many variables that go into it. Now, here's the thing. There is an indicator ratio that you can check that kind of gives you an idea of where it's heading in the future as well. This is the copper gold ratio. Remember, copper is on top. And look at this chart, friends. Copper is starting to push up. So obviously the theory is, because everybody needs copper, you rub some in your underwear, you brush your teeth with it. Some call it the mouth bones. I call them the mouth bones. Some, you brush your mouth bones with them. Some people put them in your hair, with your cereal and your oats. We all need copper, okay? We also need copper to make stuff. So once the demand for copper goes up, it's usually a sign that people are starting to create more things in the economy. And why are they creating more stuff? It's because we are like starting to demand it. So it's starting to get a bit of a cycle going on here. Now, what I can actually do in a very family-friendly way, I can just show you, this is the gold-copper ratio. This is like the full history of it. And you can see how it just ranges up and down since like 1999. I'm sure you can get like past data and stuff by that. But it's just a nice indicator so you can kind of see when things are starting to like kick off. I mean, you can even see, friends, this is what it did in 2021. You see that? Look how fast this thing just shot up, right? It started moving up. And then this was January, right? January. So we shot up and then bang. Okay. So just give you an idea of how these things work. This was 2017 as well. So 2017 to 2018. So this thing had started to shoot up. That's pretty much the whole bull market. So the good thing is, right, if you're checking it out now, it's starting to tick up. Yeah. It's got a while to go, of course, but at least it's a sign that we're moving in the right direction. And just to celebrate that, we'll play some Xenogears Town music, just to accompany us on our journey together. It's been quite the journey, hasn't it? Seemingly never ending. Now, remember, it's a good indicator for leading conditions on the business cycle. Yeah, indicator. But we need when moon. We need when moon now. So, what's it going to take? I don't know. It kind of helps that Richard Hart is seeing optimistic stuff in the future. This was a post made by Richard just a short while ago, friends, a few days ago. Too long didn't read. I'm focused on what works, and the masses of crybaby bitches ain't part of it. You'll figure it out in a month or two. What's coming? What's coming, huh? Some marketing material? Until then, try to cry and bitch less. People like to be part of winning teams, not teams full of people that need Johnson & Johnson No More Tears shampoo. Johnson & Johnson. Now, friends, you've been watching my show. It's like every second day I'm talking to you about Johnson & Johnson baby bum powder. J&J's. It's a stock market. It is true, though, friends. Ultimately, though, like we're all slaves to this big macro environment. All of us. But you wouldn't believe it, right? Because you have a couple of big KOLs. You got your Raoul Pals and other people. Or like, Arthur Hayes. And then, there's a couple of cherry-picked coins that have done well, and they'll say, oh, these coins are definitely have nothing to do with my own network effect being popular. They're on their own merit, but I don't think so, man. It's cherry-picking, friends. It's literally cherry-picking. It is. Like we're acting like, oh, no, I'm God's gift to mankind and investing. I am the arbiter of truth and value. Do we really think the cryptocurrency industry is going to get tamed like that? I don't think so, man. Doge did a freaking 4,000x after the founder dumped. Doge in 2025 still, after all these years, bro, has literally 0 upgrades. Man, it went to 70 cents, which is 95 billion market cap pretty much in 2021 in Dogecoin mania. But it's been 4 or 5 years. We still have not done anything with the chain. You know, so a lot of these things, what we're trying to do is we see stuff happening and then we try to like describe it. We try to make a formula. But you pretty much look, there's a lot of chaos and randomness involved. Okay, that's pretty much it. Once you start to accept that, it makes things a lot easier to deal with. Remember as well, friends, I've been showing you this quite a bit. These cute cartoon pictures from Kyle making these. Look how round and nice this cute Pikachu hat is. So, Pulse, friends, remember the PulseChain sacrifice treasury, it's worth 400 million. So you have about 166,000 Ethereum. I mean, we've seen Pulse trade under that value, which makes absolutely no sense. 0 cents. But that's markets, right? They trade at the margin. So I'm just showing you things undervalued and cheap. And yeah, what's it going to take? Marketing, a bit of ignition, a bit of dynamite, a bit of business PMI cycle cranking. That's what it's going to take. It's just going to take a bit of time. We are ready for the next phase though. PulseChain official marketing campaign begins now. You excited? Yeah, I mean, like it feels really like it's boy who cried wolf at this point. You know, that's I know how we're all feeling. It really is that. I made this post about pDAI before. Can pDAI reclaim the 1 cent? Just thinking about, remember this thing went to 0 twice and it's come back. I mean, based off merit like that, man, I'd love there to be a set of coins where like they went to 0 once or twice and they bounced back. I would really like to see that. That's strong, man. That's like, oh, okay, cool. All the weekends are out. Like we've capitulated. Stupid pDAI. Don't buy that stupid coin not worth talking about, even though I've tweeted about it 33 times this month. Stupid coin, pDAI. It's very controversial, isn't it? Especially when you're dealing with a cult within a cult. But hey, stablecoin super cycles confirming literally every day. So, I mean, like, for instance, JP Morgan dollar. They're literally, everyone's just waking up to it. Stablecoins. Oh, there's a Privy wallet. There's all these things. Stablecoins. Yes. It's all confirming. I wonder what Michael Saylor is going to do. Take compound B. Look at these comment fans. Bitcoin Maxis, they're starting to turn on each other. He's talking about Michael Saylor here. You started off in 2020 preaching the virtues of Bitcoin. Now you're just ego tripping on your own narcissism. Your love for Bitcoin will always fake. You only wanted the money people dumped into it, not the freedom it gives people. Truck you and truck whatever compound B is. Middle finger emoji with a light skin tone. Oh, man, they really, you know, it's passion. It is passion. Hey, man, if you really don't agree with it, you know, you could just sell, go make your own Bitcoin, see if people join you. They're not going to do it. You know they're not going to do it. Because they're here for number go up. All right, that's just how the world works. In this moment, though, who is man? In this moment, I am ready for the next challenge. My nipples are raw and hardened. It's time for the next battle. Preparing for battle, friends. I mean, I've got some battle music here for you as well. Draw your swords. Spoony will handle you. You know, in the previous crypto cycles, friends, I mean, like, they did not experience anything to this level of apocalyptic, disgusting, vomit-inducing depression. It's like a plague. We've gone longer, returns way worse, and the fundamentals have never been stronger. Government approval. Yeah. The president likes you. The president made a coin, bro. SEC likes you. Everyone likes you. Nasdaq's going to list your coins. So many things going. So many. More liquidity rails. Stablecoins, we're merging. Crypto and fiat. Altcoins. Worst performance ever. So, you know, these things are just tough, man, because calculating the variables and their impact is literally near impossible. That's why the only way to make it is simply just to take a long time view and believe. That's why, friends, if you really want the edge, and I've got more cracker videos coming out for you, the average investor in stocks, not even crypto, in stocks, the average investor holds for 6 months. Okay, that's stocks. Assume the same for crypto. It's actually way less. In crypto, it's about 28 days. But let's assume it's 6 months as well, the average. If you want to retire, if you want to enter the getting rich zone, if you want wealth, you got to be in the top 5%. Now, top 5% of what? Well, some people are spinning their wheels and they're trying to be the top 5% of traders. I'll tell you, you're going to get destroyed. 99% people will get destroyed. They do get destroyed, right? And then they become food for everybody still in the game. There's a game you can play. If you do long-term investing, the thing is you have to hold 10 times longer than the average. If everybody's holding 6 months, you got to hold 60, you know? So now that's in the 5-year mark, right? And obviously I'm just using these ballpark figures, but I'm just showing you, like, you can't be a cookie cutter. What are all the cookie cutters doing? You know, holding for 6 months. You can't be a cookie cutter. You'll get a cookie cutter result. Look, we're all aware of this, but I'm just showing you, like, it won't be a fluke when we all win, okay? It's not a fluke. Because, see, it's funny. When I always tell people, friends, while I'm catching them on Pokeball every single day, I tell people all the time, like, we all win when we long-term hold, right? Like, literally everyone wins. But it's not a real utopia. Because think of the people who are actually holding long-term. Think of their numbers compared to the people trading short-term. All right? Those numbers completely dwarfed. Okay, so the number of people who are short-term trading, swapping around positions, anywhere from from 3 minutes, 3 hours to 3 days to 3 months, and in less than the year zone, you have literally out of 100 people, 95 are doing that. 5 are long-term holding, every single year. That's why it's interesting when you know the stats of long-term holders. There's a 90% success rate, 80 to 90%, right? It's not easy though, because like look how many people fall off. I mean, look how many freaking narratives have come. Japan, Pokemon Island. They were going to take Pokemon away from us, right? You had India and Pakistan. What were they fighting over? The shower heads or whatever. And, there was a threat of a world war then. And then, you had Israel and Palestine and all these other things, right? Just so many things where you think, oh my gosh, is this still a believer cycle? Yes. You just have to say, you know what? It's all for Ghazi. And when you say that, man, I get it, friends. Like, bulls sound really naive and stupid. That's an old stock market saying. Bears sound real smart. They're like, oh no, this variable, you're not taken seriously. Oh, you're all trapped long. They've been doing that since forever, dude. Literally forever and ever and ever. They get their heyday once every couple of years, you know what I mean? They just disappear. You still got to think, though, which one are you, man? The conviction play or the cheat? Which one are you? I know what I am. I'm the conviction play. And just many stuff I buy, it's the top. It drops 90, 95%. And people are like, I told you not to buy the top. Bro, get out of here. You have not made it, okay? You shouldn't be opening your mouth. You're playing the whole cycle. That's what you're meant to do. You don't know when these things are going to go up and down and left, right. And if they did, you'd be able to predict it. And you wouldn't be talking to me. There's people who are criticizing like that. They're criticizing themselves. Like, where's your $14.5 million on Bybit Leverage Exchange because you're just an amazing buyer, seller? They're not, friends, because they can't do it. Because actually what you find out they're doing is they're projecting. They're projecting because they have blood type S for soy. Whenever they see someone holding, it's like they have this mirror up to themselves. And they realize that, they were sold the dream of holding at the start as well. And they're like, but it's just not working, because there's always something a bit different. It's always a bit more tough. It's always a bit less diminishing gain and stuff. So what's the big deal, because they just give up on it. But one day it will all pay off. It'll all pay off. And then you can't rewind time. Then it's going to be a conversation of, you'll retire in the next cycle. Okay. So, in the next crypto cycle as well, because there's so much PTSD with altcoins now, the next one will be easier. It will definitely be easier. I don't know how or when. You might get like a double bubble, Bitcoin dominance. Maybe Bitcoin dominance goes back to dropping in 2028 and 2029, 2 years in a row, right? Like, it will be easier because there's just so much PTSD. And I guarantee, friends, on my peg nipples, too many people will own Bitcoin too early for the next cycle. And they're going to get cucked somewhere. And I don't know who's going to let us down. It's going to be one of the Bitcoin treasury bubbles or something. This company's just going to freaking go under, and they're going to have to liquidate something stupid, like a crap load of Bitcoin, and then just something's going to happen. I could just see it. That's how these big mania traps are formed. It's always a domino effect, right? That's pretty much how it always plays out, you know. And you never worry about, oh, what was the big domino's name that fell on me that causes this? Who the hell cares, right? It's about looking into the future. And all I know is we're cheap. That's why the secret to markets is positioning, and I'm positioned long. Like, subscribe, press the bell button, press all. Don't forget he loves you. Catch you in the next one.